Good evening, Greg here, burning both ends, burning on the back end on Monday. It is July 16th, 2018, 11:44 p.m. Pacific, and we are in week 7 of I-Core training, DOE-funded Energy I-Core. We're learning about tech transfer, the lean startup model developed by Steve Blank, customer discovery interviews, ecosystems, how to develop them, business model canvas, hypotheses, that whole business there. The business of the business, and this is very exciting. So we are literally in the final throes of this. We are in the last leg of the race. We are getting very close to 75 interviews. We have about 70 now, maybe 69 I would say, and we have 6 on the books this week, so that puts us at 75 total. I think we're going to get a few more than that. I hope we do. And then there's always a couple stragglers at the end, people that we have good intentions to talk to, but it doesn't work out, and then we end up talking to them after the program ends, because it's just very important to just honor any kind of request for an interview. And we are, learning a lot. It's really amazing how we are really building a case for a good business here. And I was talking to our industry mentor today about what would it really look like to spin out a company. And my belief is that our 2 technical people that are, well, there's one technical person on the team, the PI, and then there's another person who's kind of in the wings, like behind the scenes. And my feeling is that they're not really, I shouldn't say my feeling is, I know this for a fact because I don't want to speak my feelings because they can be wrong. But I can know, but I can speak what I've observed. I have not observed any real motivation and excitement from them to start a company and to spin this out, which I think is a big deal, right? And that's not judgment, that's just observation. There's no reason that they have to spin out a company or be excited about it. I think just the lack of excitement shows that I just don't think this is going to really work. There's pain, the team is one of the most critical things for any startup. That's what my experience tells me. What a lot of experts that I've spoken to, that I've listened to, have said, it's the team. Because the team is what's going to drive the technology. It's going to drive the business. It's going to get us through tough times. And if folks are not motivated to do it, it's just not going to be done. It's not one of the, it's that kind of thing. One does not nonchalantly start a business and be successful in a business. It just doesn't work that way. So, and I don't think there's any disappointment here. For me, for example, I didn't expect this to end up becoming a business. I think it's great that it really looks like what we have could lead to a very profitable business. It looks like we do have market traction. It looks like our initial thoughts of where we were going to go, we veered a little bit, but essentially the main goal, the main direction was correct. And it's not that we were right about it. It's more that through a lot of this work, we're finding out that it is true that our technology does apply to this specific area of manufacturing. And now and through the interviews, we know price points now. We know, for example, our customers that we would sell this to, they care more about performance than price, which makes sense in our industry. We know the specific features that our MVP needs to have. We know what the essentially what the performance levels are. So a lot of good data. We don't yet know, right? There are 3 big gorillas in the world that dominate this industry, so we don't really know who we would prefer to partner with. We'll have to. I think you really have to have a real deal on the table and talk about real specifics to really think about that. I don't think that one can have a few interviews and then extrapolate to understand who we'd want to partner with. But very, very good stuff. I highly recommend this program. It really forces us to think about things that are important to the business, that are uncomfortable to think about because we don't have the information. It forces us to go out and talk to people. It really forces a lot of issues that, if we weren't in this program, we would not be addressing. And I think that's exactly what being in a business is all about. It's not doing what I want to do, it's doing what needs to be done. And that is being an entrepreneur. That is, right, this is one of my favorite quotes that's really motivated me this year is, when I don't feel like hammering on a project, I hammer on a project. And that is the essence, I think, of being an entrepreneur. It's this not every day is sunny kind of a thing, and showing up on those cloudy days when I'm tired, when it hurts, when it doesn't make sense. Not it doesn't make sense, but when I'm questioning what's going on, when it really gets difficult to keep moving forward, when it looks like there's no hope, or when it looks like just that things have exhausted, and just keep pushing. And that's one of the big reveals I had in a very early post about, actually in the first post, is that when I had my other startups and my business, and I ran that company for 2 years in Sarasota, I really didn't understand that. I thought that I was already there, I was showing up, and I was doing the work, but I really wasn't. I wasn't pushing myself, and a million reasons why, but the big thing for me is having that realization, and then now elevating my game and changing my game. And something that I can definitely say that I did for this I-Corps program so far, and I don't plan on stopping in the next week or 2 weeks, is I definitely gave it my full attention, my full effort. I mean, yes, I could have not slept and done more, right? But I really have to say that I'm very proud of the effort I put in. And even tonight, I was, and this is coming back around. The presentation on Wednesday is dropping in priority. It dropped tonight. I thought it was more important to push for some more interviews for the week on Monday. No, now this is the priority and the sequencing, right? It's Monday night. I gotta get some communications out if I want to expect to get some interviews this week, right? I can't wait till Thursday. I can't wait till Wednesday morning. Even tomorrow. Tomorrow's a busy day. Even tomorrow, I have concerns about communications. I'm gonna still send out a few tomorrow, but I thought that tonight I needed to seize the evening and seize the day. I did a lot today, and really get some communications out to get some more interviews. I'll work on the presentation tomorrow. I've been working on it, but I've also been doing a lot of innovation within, which is the documenting of our interviews, which is kind of tedious and kind of tasky work and a little bit annoying. But at the same time, as I'm doing that, I am reviewing all the information that we've learned, and with the innovation within platform, I'm able to highlight various pieces and support various hypotheses. And so this is a really good prep actually for the presentation. This brings a lot of the very important pieces to the front of my mind, a lot of these critical features for our MVP, these price points that we're working with, a lot of these, what else? The markets that we're going after, the size of the markets, essentially the pull, right? It's our customer's customer, and that pulls our technology. And so I'm reviewing a lot of that information, which is very important. And so that is presentation prep. That's not the same as sitting down and making the slides, which is different. So that'll happen tomorrow. But I thought tonight was I spent a good solid hour just inputting data into our innovation within of the interviews, and we did a lot of audio capture of the interviews, but then also what's really I find to be very critical is capturing the recap, right? So after the interview, we'd all gather around the phone and we talk for a couple minutes, 3 to 4 minutes, about the high level important details of that interview. And it's those things that I'm listening to that I'm putting the notes in, and those are awesome, because literally I listen to them for 3 to 4 minutes. It might take a total of 10 to 15 minutes to type everything out and think about things and then properly document them within innovation within, but it's a very efficient process and very effective, I find. Sitting down listening to a half an hour or 45-minute interview is not very effective, especially if I'm looking for 8 to 10 bullet points that came out of it that are really important. So anyway, very, very good Monday. We're off to a great start. Tomorrow we are going to go on site to a customer, a potential customer, for an interview. One of the only ones that we've done on site. I find that the in-person interview, while it might have more value, is horribly inefficient. And I don't even know how we would have done 75 in-person interviews in 6 weeks, 7 weeks. So especially driving around the Bay Area, forget about it. You're talking about maybe investing 2 to 3 hours for one interview. I wouldn't be able to do anything else. I would have no time to do anything else. So anyhow, the success journal is still rocking it. I'm still really enjoying that. It's really just keeping my ducks in a row, and that's what I need, right? All this chaos and all this craziness, I need something to look at to go, okay, what are these little tasky things I gotta do? What are these little things that are gonna fall through the cracks? Really enjoy that. And then also just randomly tonight on Ents, there was like a barrage of Entses. It was awesome. I captured an Ents of my daughters singing ABC, and just on their own, they sang the song like kind of back and forth. It was very cute, and I want to capture it. And they're really cool with doing Ents, and they like it, and they like hearing themselves, and it's very fun. And I don't ever want to force them to do it. I just ask them if they'd like to, and they would, and And what was really cool is that the End folks ended up featuring that Ents of my girls singing ABC, and it was very, very cool. So a bunch of people are going to hear that, and it's just ridiculously cute. And so I will wrap there. And so this is what you're hearing. This is my channel. This is all about my journey as an aspiring entrepreneur. You're going to hear a lot about a lot of other things. So this I-Corps program is just one thing I'm doing right now. It's going to come to an end on the 26th of July, and then I'm going to switch to some other projects. The Success Journal is going to stay in place. You're going to hear a lot about my kids, about my family. You're going to hear about, you'll see once we get into August, I'm going to start kind of breaking out into my 4 segments or my 4 areas. I've been focusing on 2 of them right now. So my 4 areas are business, engineering or technology, music and food. These are things that I am a practitioner in. I am definitely taking Gary Vee's advice. I'm a big fan of Gary Vee, by the way. His advice of, document what you're doing and really only talk about things that you are a practitioner of. And I've been cooking for many, many decades. I've been engineering for over 20 years. Business, probably about, I'd say 10 years or so, maybe 9. And that's what needs the most work. And that's why I'm excited about this I-Corps program, because it's really sharpening my business sword. And then of course music. I've been drumming for a few decades, and so the beat in the background, I'll segue right now. The beat in the background is written by me. It's inspired by Hoodie. I love Afrobeat, and G Money's my alter ego, so I write these beats. I'll tell you the story about that some other time. Actually, yeah. So I'm going to break out a week on each passion in the month of August, and we'll go narrow and deep on each of my passions, and you'll hear a lot more, especially about the music, especially about the food, because you haven't heard much about that. You've heard a little bit here and there, but it's been kind of random. So I will package that nicely. Also down in the description, you will find some motivational links, things that really got me on this path this year. Really, really excited about this path, this burn at both ends path. And I'm finding even with all the hours I'm putting in, I still would like more. It's interesting. I think we will stop there because I want to go to bed. And yeah, so subscribe, comment down below, tell me what's going on with you. I'd love to hear about it. Ask me questions, ask me for, give me some feedback on what you're hearing here, what you'd like to hear. If you didn't like what you heard, anything like that. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So I think I will go to bed. So y'all get a great night's sleep. Wake up tomorrow, light up the day, inspire folks, do great things. And just motivate to change the world. And I will see you in the morning.